There's some new rumors going around with Vince McMahon, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out a big change for WWE, Dominik Mysterio, and more. Starting things off with these false reports surrounding Dominik Mysterio's status. Dominik was taken out of the recent live events and was seen sporting an arm sling on the April 22nd edition of Raw. Reports claim that this was a legitimate injury and how Dominik had injured his elbow just a few days before. But the bigger news that came out later in the week when reports claimed that Dominik would require the Tommy John surgery, a procedure that's very common in the sport of baseball and is done in order to stabilize the elbow and restore stability and range of motion. The average recovery time that surgery is a devastating 9 months. So when the word and report went out, it had fans feeling very worried about the current state of the Judgment Day because members were dropping like flies in back-to-back weeks. You had Rhea Ripley going down with her shoulder injury that's going to make her miss several months of action. And now you've got Dominik Mysterio going down with his alleged elbow surgery barely 2 weeks later, which would leave the Judgment Day with only Damian Priest, JD, and Finn Balor. But shortly after those reports went wild online, Dominik Mysterio took to Twitter himself to call out the fake reports and revealed that he actually doesn't need the surgery done after all. Dominik posted that clip along with a GIF that had the caption of, "I'm not leaving." So Dominik coming out and setting everything straight about his injury definitely changed the mood, because it looks like whatever elbow injury he's dealing with isn't as serious as the reports were painting it out to be. Since Dominik doesn't need any surgery done, that's a very big indicator there alone that his recovery time will be nowhere even near the previously reported 9 months. And the fact that the GIF he posted said that he wasn't leaving, that can also be understood as confirmation from Dominik that he'll be remaining on WWE television despite his injury. And that itself is absolutely amazing news as well, because WWE just started a brand new storyline on the April 22nd edition of Raw between Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. It would have been extremely unfortunate if they started that storyline and then it had to go away for a long time due to the surgery. So thankfully, that's not the case, and we can definitely expect that new story between Dominik and Liv to pick up and continue right away. In other Judgment Day related news outside of injuries, multiple members continue to voice their displeasures with the group. JD McDonagh took to Twitter this week to talk about how he's sore, tired, and angry about how things have been going for him lately on Raw as a part of the Judgment Day. It seems like he feels unappreciated by the group, posting that he feels like he's done more for the Judgment Day than the Judgment Day has done for him. There's no denying that when it comes to ranking the Judgment Day members, JD McDonagh is at the bottom of the pyramid, and since he doesn't have that high ranking within the group, that often leads towards him handling a majority of the group's dirty work. And it looks like he's finally waking up to that fact that he's out there putting himself on the line for the group every night, and not really receiving much in return for his best efforts. So he's letting it be known that he's not happy. And the other member that's basically been sounding like he's teasing an exit from the group as well is the World Heavyweight Champion himself, Damian Priest. Damian has finally gotten what he always wanted, full complete control and leadership of the Judgment Day. But between injuries to other members, losses piling up, and non-stop failures from other members, Damian Priest has gone extremely frustrated with the group. Even flat out telling Dominik and JD to their faces on Raw that he doesn't need the Judgment Day to be successful in WWE, that the Judgment Day needs him. Damian Priest continued to spew this similar message in a WWE digital exclusive video clip, where he said that he doesn't need the Judgment Day to help him defeat Jey Uso at WWE Backlash. Damian didn't literally say it, but reading between the lines, it sounds like he was implying that the other members of the Judgment Day can't win a match or defeat anyone without outside help from the group. So the Judgment Day has been one of WWE's strongest factions for over 2 years, but the group is definitely dealing with a lot right now, from injuries to miscommunication to just disconnections all over. Like we always bring up, one of the very early reports and rumors for the slow demise of the Judgment Day was that Damian Priest would break away from the group and go solo following his world title victory. Well, Damian Priest won the world title and is constantly talking about how he doesn't need the group anymore, so fans are wondering if that longtime rumor is finally becoming true or not. Something to take into consideration though is obviously the absence of Rhea Ripley. If Rhea was still there as the reigning defending women's world champion, maybe the loss of Damian Priest to the group, that would have been massive because Rhea would have tried her best to hold things together. But with Rhea not being there, and if Damian does leave, that leaves the Judgment Day in absolute shambles now. So maybe the safe call would be to keep Damian in the group, at least until Rhea's back, to take things over for him, and then have a big fallout there once she's back that results in Damian walking away from the group. We'll have to see how they handle that situation, but for the time being, multiple members all seem very unhappy and would rather be doing other things. JD McDonagh feels used, Dominik is always talking to Santos Escobar, and Damian Priest feels like he doesn't need them either, so we'll see what comes from that. Amid the current allegations and lawsuit that Vince McMahon is currently dealing with, another rumor that's been picking up steam over the last few weeks is the rumor that Vince McMahon will get back involved in the wrestling business once his current legal situation is handled. The popular rumor being that Vince McMahon would start up his own wrestling promotion and build it all over again from the ground up to compete with the other major pro wrestling organizations. But a new report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter says that although Vince McMahon may venture into new business opportunities, the rumor of him starting up a new wrestling promotion himself reportedly won't be happening. Another big report that made waves this weekend was the official end to the WWE PG era. Ever since switching over to the PG rating in 2008 to become a more family-friendly product and cater to a bigger audience, WWE programming has always had strict limitations on it because of that rating. But according to these new reports, that PG era has officially come to an end for WWE. They claim that they'll no longer emphasis on superstars keeping things PG on social media and non-televised shows. There'll be more flexibility there. As far as the current television product, reports claim that there won't be any instant changes, but that those changes could come in effect when Raw goes over to Netflix in 2025. That could be the moment where they step out of the box even more. So it has fans very excited about these possibilities. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.